Hello, welcome back to another video. So it's been a whole year since I took part in the Obstacle Course Racing World Championships in Essex, England. Now I did make a video about that event. If you haven't watched it, go and check that out now. But yeah, I wanted to use this video just to talk about how I've changed as an athlete since then, and also wanted to touch on the effects on my mental strength since taking part in that event. Now I remember the day quite well. It was quite wet, cold. No surprise considering the time of year in England that it was taking place. But yeah, I took to the start line with my band intact, and basically you want to keep your band the whole race because it means that you've managed to complete every obstacle in the race. So yeah, I set off with the main goal of keeping my band, and then this happened about 3/4 of the way through.
And here is Peter Riley on the, oh, he's fallen off, okay. And here he is on, he's put his feet down, right. And here he is on the low rig of the Obstacle Course Racing World Championships. He's just going to swing through here to complete the obstacle, and he's put his feet down, okay. And he's put his feet down again, right. And okay, he's fallen off again. There's a bit of a pattern emerging here. Okay, now here we go. Right, so he's just going to swing through. Off we go. Get through there. No, he's put his feet down, and he's fallen rather heavily there. Okay, yeah. Time to move on, son. Goodbye, band. Goodbye.
So it did take me a little while to get over the feelings of failure from that race. You know, I set out with a clear goal, and I didn't achieve it. But it was actually probably making the video of that event that was quite therapeutic for me. And in fact, now whilst I reflect on it, it did create perhaps a better story, the fact that I didn't achieve my goals, and maybe a reason why it's the most viewed video on my channel so far. People can relate to setting goals and not achieving them, so perhaps that's why people have been attracted to that particular video. So let me answer one of the questions that I'm posing in this video, and that is, am I a better athlete now than I was then? And the answer is no. No, I'm not. So yeah, I have lacked the driving force of having competition to train towards during this global pandemic that we're all going through. But with that being said, I've spent lots of time outside. I've used my fitness to travel amongst nature, and yeah, maybe I'm not as good an athlete as I was a year ago, but I know that I've looked after my body during this time, and if I put my heart and head towards it, then I can train to become as good an athlete, if not better, than I was a year ago. So it's not really my physical development over the last year that I want to talk about. In fact, I want to talk about how I think over the last several months of being in a global pandemic that we've actually been growing as human beings. And it might be difficult to see sometimes how, or even believe how we are progressing as humans during this time. But I think it can be described by using a philosophy, and that philosophy is the philosophy of Stoicism. One of the most important practices in the Stoic philosophy is being able to differentiate between what we can change and what we can't. There is no point in involving your extreme emotions by cursing the origin of the virus, entertaining conspiracy theories, or getting irate at watching news stories of other people's actions during the pandemic. Most sensible people have realised that they're only in control of the actions that they themselves decide to take. Making common sense decisions based on the guidance that we receive is effectively all we can do. Now this, and maybe you haven't appreciated this, is a great life lesson for all of us. Life isn't as comfortable or as easy as it was a year ago. But I believe that most of us are going to come through this as better people, as we've had to endure this sort of emotional adversity during this time. And now I want to link this back to my experience last year if I can. During the race there was emotional adversity, and even after, I was definitely having a bit of an emotional response to not completing the OCRWC. But I chose that response. I was in control of that response. It didn't take me long to realise that I could choose a positive response to my failure to complete the course. I grew as a person on that course, and I've continued to grow from that experience since. Taking on tough challenges means you naturally adopt Stoic philosophies, as it's the only way to get through the hardship. So therefore I feel that last year's experience, the difficulty of the course, the emotions I was feeling during the event have set me up for 2020. And I think going forward, hopefully for me and the human race, we will have a greater respect and acceptance of what we can control. If you did like this video, hit the like button for me and consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in another video.